You know, I never thought I could even get addicted to a mobile game. Or at least like a mobile game so much that I'm playing it way more than I'm playing PC and console games right now. I'm Alanah, welcome to Button Bash, and I cannot believe that I've actually torn myself away from Fallout Shelter long enough to give you guys this review of it.
Congratulations, friend! You have been selected as a Vault Tech Overseer. You will have total authority to create the perfect underground community.
Fallout Shelter is a free-to-play mobile game with in-app purchases, of course, and it released on June 14 for iOS. No Android just yet, but it was actually announced live at Bethesda's E3 press conference. It's basically a Fallout Vault simulator with you acting as the Overseer, the man or woman in charge of organizing everyone else in the vault. You have to make sure your vault dwellers produce enough power in the power plants to power the water treatment facilities and cafeterias to feed everyone else, but that's just the simple version. You gradually increase the amount of people populating your vault by recruiting them from the wasteland, or by mass reproduction, which is kind of a little bit creepy, but we'll get to that. That said, each of the people that is new to your vault will have their own special stat, which are actually the special stats, literally, from the other Fallout games. These are strength, perception, endurance, charisma, intelligence, agility, and luck. However many points they have in each stat will dictate their most effective room placement, even if it doesn't make much sense. Strength is best in power plants, and perception is best in water purification for whatever reason. So if you get someone with stats that doesn't directly help the power production or water production or food production, it can be kind of underwhelming, and a lot of the other stats aren't quite as useful for a variety of reasons, but there's not really anything you can do about it. Apparently endurance is good for sending actual dwellers out to the wasteland to explore and find more uniforms or clothing and weapons for everyone else to bring back, but I've also sent people with low endurance and they seem to have just as much luck as someone with high endurance. Luckily, if you end up with a dweller who doesn't have a whole lot of strength, perception, or agility, you can equip them with stat-raising gear or build a training room to help them increase certain stats, though this is pretty time-consuming. There are other rooms available in the vault, and they progressively get unlocked as you have more dwellers. So one of those is a science lab for producing radaways, there's a hospital for producing stimpaks, and each room can be upgraded for a pretty handsome fee. Then there's the living quarters, where if you pair a man and a woman together in there for a kind of small amount of time, they will inevitably bang, unless they're related, which is totally an issue. Women are basically baby-producing machines in this game, which is encouraged by the mechanics, or maybe that's just the way I play it. Chuck them in a room with some random guy, wait for her to get pregnant, send her back to work and have the child, wait for the child to grow into an adult, rinse, and repeat. It's really unsettling, but I can't stop doing it because it's the most efficient way to grow your population and to play the game, so you kind of need to. Children can cause problems though, and I feel like being able to tell a story like this is one of the things that I like most about Fallout Shelter. Children use resources in your vault, but they can't work or produce any resources, so if you have too many children, they're going to bring your vault to its knees. Run low on water and everyone gets radiation sickness, run low on food and people start losing health, and everyone is just generally super miserable and more susceptible to, you know, dying if a raider or some rad roaches choose to attack. Goddamn children ruining everything. But that's why I love the narrative of this game and how each of my dwellers kind of has its own story and its own history, and I know that some of them have been there for a long time. Edward Pratt in my vault was born half bald because he was conceived just after what I think of as the great rad roach attacks of 3 days ago, which wiped out nearly half of my entire vault and a huge amount of my water purification team. But I also have some actual Fallout characters from Fallout 3, for example, like Butch the Tunnel Stake through lunchboxes, things you earn when you complete certain goals that progressively get harder, which contain a kind of lucky dip reward for you. The lunchboxes are the only microtransactions in the game, and they aren't really forced on you, but I did buy one once when everything was kind of falling apart and I needed the boost, and luckily it gave me some food, which was what I was missing out on. But that said, I do really like that you can't pay to speed up rooms. You can't pay to lessen the time of your production. Instead, you can choose to rush certain rooms, which has a percentage-based chance of either succeeding and giving you your produce faster, or having the room invaded by creatures, or causing mass fire. I mean, there's a lot that can go wrong here. As for actually playing it, it's very, very easy to organize thanks to a neat little Pip-Boy menu. Everything's really, really simple and easy to get the hang of, but I am playing it on an iPhone 5 and the screen is a little bit small. Sometimes if I want to select a room, it'll select a person in it instead, so that's a very minor flaw. But one bug I am having, which is really weird, is that pregnant women just stay pregnant if I remove the living quarters that they live in to like rebuild something else in that section. So I have probably 6 women who are just permanently pregnant. And you know, I feel like there's a separate video that could be made about the weird morals in Fallout Shelter and how it's turning me into a complete monster, but I think we're out of time today, and that's a pretty heavy topic. Either way, I absolutely love it. It's currently only available on iOS though, will be coming to Android in a couple of months. I'm Alanah, thanks for watching Button Bash.